Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Well, the sun is shining right now. Weatherman says the sun is supposed to keep shining all day. So, hey, maybe today we'll get to that McDonald's on, I can't really call it North Main, yet it's not South Main either. But anyway, McDonald's I've never been to. Maybe we will. Yesterday it was, if you remember, it rained yesterday afternoon, and you might remember, those of you that watched the motorcycle episode, that I was just coming back here to the house, and just as I was pulling into the yard, Max was getting ready to go out in his car somewhere, and he told me later that he went in the direction that I had come from, and he had gone a very short distance, like he indicated about 2 blocks. And he had rain on his windshield already. So I made it back just in time yesterday. And then it rained all yesterday afternoon. It rained on into the evening. I don't know how much rain, but it was just a nice steady rain, enough that's going to be good for the grass, that kind of rain. It's still only 16.2 out. It's cool. I don't have my windows open this morning, even though I would really appreciate some fresh air slowly wafting through here, one way or the other. Yeah, if I open the windows in the front and the windows in the back, it airs the house out quite nicely, usually. Okay, enough about that. What are we going to do today? Well, when I was sitting down here at the model table, I was thinking it'd be nice if I could put a holder downer on this thing and hold these in exactly the right place, and then I could turn it to get it to just the right angle so that I could apply the CA glue. And yes, Mark, Aussie Frenchman, I'm probably not going to paint this first. Mark was sort of quizzical as to, you're not going to paint it first? Well, no, the reason I'm not going to is I think I'm going to just spray it whatever color that deck piece should be, and then in other words, get the railing glued in place. Then the spray will cover the mess that the CA glue makes up, and then very carefully try and paint the railing with a brush. The lighter or darker, whatever it's going to be, so that it contrasts, so that it shows. At least that's the plan. And also, I want to try and rig up holder downers that will sit on here, so that as I turn it, I think I said that, didn't I? Anyway, the ones I got. Yeah. Okay, I've got these ones here, except that, yes, I can put them on, but of course, obviously, as soon as I was to turn this thing, they're going to come off and twist everything crooked. So I want to try and see if I can't rig up something similar to this idea, but it will sit on here and reach in just about that long, and that shouldn't be that hard. I mean, yeah. When I can't do something like that anymore, I may as well just pack it in, right? Okay, yeah, let's get on here. What do we got? It's 8 o'clock already. I think we should sort of recompose and, well, I think maybe first of all I should decide what am I going to do here. I got all kinds of little pieces of scrap wood. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be real heavy. It just has to hold the railing in a couple of different places at the same time. Well, you'll see once we do it and zoom in. Then there's a couple of more ladders there we have to bend into shape and twist the treads, and then there's this one long piece here. We've got to bend that at a 45-degree angle, and I've got to decide, am I going to solder some of these connections or not bother? It'd be a lot stronger if I could solder it, but sometimes it gets kind of a lumpy looking mess going on. The soldering went really good last time, if I remember right. Okay, let's just push stop here and try and rig up some kind of holder downers, and then we'll get back to you after we're ready for you know who. Okay. All right. Okay. Not always, but occasionally the simplest solution turns out to be the best solution. I went down to my workshop and I'm standing there at my workbench and I'm thinking, what can I use here? And then I thought, you know what? I could take a couple of spikes here, and as you can see, on the grinder, I just ground them down, and the idea is so that they will not roll away. Okay, so now my plan is to take on this other end, which is going to sit on top of the railing very gently later. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to take Chris's file, and right on the very end where it's going to sit on the railing or whatever I have to use. Now this will only work on something flat like this, like on the rotating platform. I'm just going to make a little notch here. Now this is going to want to roll on me, so I'm going to have to fasten this in something so it won't roll. Yeah, maybe I'll use my little vise or something. Oh, one of those big clamps. Okay, now we got this area basically flat here, I think. Yeah, I think that's flat. Okay. Now I want the groove right on the very end here. Right on the very end, just in maybe a millimeter. That's all that's going to take here. You know what? I'm wondering if my Dremel tool would work but good for this. Just trying to get the groove to start so that the file doesn't slip out of it here. Now, if I don't get too aggressive here. Whoops, I got too aggressive. It doesn't have to be real deep, just enough to, catch the railing or whatever. I think that's probably good enough. Yeah, I can feel it with my fingernail. Okay, I think we got it. I'm going to do the other one the same way. Okay, what I've done now is I have shortened the end of the nail so that there's not so much excess sticking out. Now let's just, for the fun of it, let's just try something here. This is going to be the first time I try this. And we're going to have to turn it over so it locks into place here. Now, are we going to be able to pick this new and improved holder downer? I can't grab hold of it. Where's Tony's tweezers? Here we go. Okay. Now, if I can get the little groove to lock into place, hopefully it will help to hold this. And well, you can see what's going to happen here. yeah, what's going to happen here is it's going to get all crooked on me, isn't it? I'm going to have to come in at a different angle, that's for sure. Okay, it wouldn't be right here, I'd be holding it anyway. It'd be on this one and this one over here. Okay, I think we got it. I kind of like this idea. Oh, I think that was a good idea. Okay, I've got a little bit of a problem here, and that is if I move this post in, so that this part here is more on the edge of the platform. It's this post that I'm touching right now is still going to catch the, I just can't go any more to the right with this and not have it fall off here. So I think I'm going to do what I did with another piece of railing, I can't remember what, that was a little bit too long, and I'm just going to grab it with the photo etch plier right on the very end and just turn it in, if you know what I mean. Now I'm going to have to do this off camera. Okay. Now, try and stop this so that we can both see it. Now what I've done here is I've taken my pin vise and I've attached a wire and I've made a loop. Now this was a suggestion from one of the viewers, and and I've done something like this similar before, but I think it was to make eye hooks that would go into the deck for hold downs for Easy Line. And that goes way back, I think, to the Bismarck build, or maybe the Rodney, I can't remember. But it is my hope that I'm going to be able to get some CA on the end of this and then just be able to delicately put it in the right place. I don't know if this is going to work. I think this is the first time I've actually tried something like this. I know you can buy things that are like this. Now, my problem is that when it plugs up and I burn it out, eventually the wire is going to give out. So yeah, well, let's just try it here. I'll have to get some CA in one of those little cups. But anyway, you can see here where I have turned in my fence post stanchion, and I did the same on this one as well. So yeah, what's going to be the best angle now for me to come in here? Should I be coming in maybe from the back? That might work better. Maybe I'll try it from the back. Let's see. Can you still see this one here? No, it's just sort of. Maybe I have to move everything out just a little bit here. Yeah, and then I would just carefully come in from the back and hope that it wicks its way down in the right place. Okay, just let me get some glue in readiness here. Okay, I think if I come in like this, it might work. And maybe like this. Probably about 5 minutes ago, Missy took Max and Lorraine for a walk. Quite often when all three of them go, they're out for a while. This is not coming off. Maybe I'll see if I can get more on the loop. I'll come in from the side here like this. Yeah. Okay, I believe I saw it wick along the bottom of the rail. Okay, and now that will hold it down so that I can reinforce it better later. That seems to be working. Now, does it look like to turn it towards me here? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're getting it. I think this is a much more, you might say, delicate process than using the spout from the, whoops. I'm pretty sure we're getting it. I'd like to get some more just right on the end there if I could. Okay, we'll let that cure. Now I can see the CA is glinting there, but I think it's cured. I didn't use curing agent. Probably about 5 minutes has passed here now. Yeah, we won't put any stress on it for a little bit. Okay, I wonder how many times we're going to get to do that now. Maybe I should have used a little bit less double-sided tape here. Okay. Now where's that tape? Oh, it's stuck on the bottom of this thing. Alright. Now to hold on to this and get that tape off of there. Yeah, that double-sided tape idea, maybe I should have used blue tack. That might have been a lot better. Okay, live and learn. Ouch. Okay, I think it's fairly fairly strong here, as long as I don't get showing off and too aggressive and have to secretly glue it back on. I'd tell you if I did.
How was that flake of egg omelette?
It was pretty good, actually. I was just cutting up some right now. I took it out of the fridge a few minutes ago.
Oh, I thought you had demolished it.
No. A lot of good eating there. Hang on, Missy. Hang on. I'm almost ready. Now you can come up. Oh, the good girl. Yeah, here you go. Oh. So there's quite a few condolences in the comments about Penny the cat.
I was reading them last night. Thank you so much, everyone, for your thoughtfulness and your kindness to our family. Rainey is covering pretty fast. I think she cries hard and recovers fast. I don't particularly cry very much, but I still felt depressed when I woke up this morning. There's only 3 people in the lifeboat. You know. There you go, miss. Go for the second.
Yeah.
Forgot about that, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah, it's. Oh, I looked up on the internet about a Russian blue cat. What it looked like. I've seen cats like that. Yeah, that's a nice looking cat. I like the fur.
Yeah, there's not really anywhere around here. There's some in Toronto and some in Burnaby and so forth. Rainey is talking about getting a cat or getting a kitten. I just said, if that makes you happy.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens, eh? We'll see what happens, eh, Missy?
Sometimes, and I'm not good at this, sometimes loving the other person is wanting what's best for them, even if you don't particularly want it. In this case, he really doesn't want it. We don't like cats, Dad. Dogs, yes. Cats, no. Put your paws up. You see this face? Your little black dragon. That's what a black dragon looks like. That long, thin nose. But it's already adhering to the ground, so.
Yeah, well, that rain was good for that new sod.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Thank you, Ron.
We'll see you
Have a good
later.
ride.
We'll see you later. Bye, Missy.
Thanks, Ron.
Yeah, that was really nice of the viewers that commented. Max and Lorraine appreciated it, I'm sure. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay. We got this piece done. Next we got some ladders to contend with. They should be fairly easy. I don't know how much videoing of that I'm going to do. Yeah, I don't know, maybe, what do we got here? Almost 10:30. I'm wondering, should I go for my bike ride now? Kind of nice right now, middle of the morning, the rush hour's over. I think maybe that's what I better do. Okay, I am back. I went down some streets that I haven't been down before, with the bike that is. And yeah, some of the routes I took, or one of the routes on my way home here, I haven't been that way for a long time, even by car. Okay, now we're going to want to do something with our ladders, weren't we? It's only 12 noon. We should be able to get these things bent if I don't lose them. Oh, I was noticing, probably some of you also noticed, that when I did this ladder, I bent the parts the opposite way to what I should have. Now, as it turns out, it did work out, but I like to bend everything towards the folding line, and I actually had this thing laying on the photo etch bender the wrong way, so I want to be a little bit more careful with this piece here. We'll put the macro lens on so we can see a lot better. Anyway, yeah, good ride, good ride. Okay, now just in case there's somebody, you might say, that is new to this hobby and they don't know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about folding lines, you'll notice that where you're supposed to fold, there's a bit of an indentation, so that you know that it will. In other words, the metal is thinner than it is anywhere else. I'm not making a whole lot of sense, am I? Maybe if I flip this over, you'll notice that this side is more flat. Like, for instance, where this thread right here hooks onto the stringer, the place where it's going to fold is flat. But if we flip this over, you'll see that there is a bit of a line there where it's so you can see that it's actually thinner, and then you know that's likely. In fact, it's not likely, it is where it's going to fold the easiest. Now, I don't have that quite square. Okay. And here again, maybe I should turn this. And we'll be able to see it somewhat better. The light is bad, sorry about that. Okay, we got this one. Swing it around. Put it in the other way. Wonder if I could get the lighting a little bit better. I'm just gonna see if I can recompose my lighting. Now, I know that some viewers will do this. They will put the blade in the folding line, and then they put the blade right out up against the nose of the bender. I find this awkward, actually. And then crank it down. No, I prefer to actually eyeball it. And then just lower the and then lower the bending bar or breaker bar. Now, I don't want to bend my railing there. We'll have to tweak it by hand later. Okay, we'll deal with this one later. Let's get it off to the side. Alright, we got another one here. And as luck would have it, we've already got it with the folding lines up, so that's good. Oops. Try and get it underneath there. I have a bad habit of not tightening the bar down enough. Come on out of there. Okay, so once again, we'll just bend this in I'll probably do it off camera because I can do a more accurate job if I can look along the length of it. And then we'll bend our steps, or treads rather. Guess I'm going to kind of block your view a little bit there, aren't I? What I need is 3 hands. Okay, I think we basically got this one. Looks good to me anyway. Alright. Now, this one. If I put it right there, it should be as sharp as it can possibly get. I remember we had I think it was I could be wrong, but I think it might have been the Iowa. The trumpeter had got the treads so that they had to be bent the wrong way to look right, or else they had to be rotated about 280 degrees all the way around. They had the connection in the wrong place. Let's see if I can just hold this down a little better here. Very carefully now. Okay, yeah, that's going to be believable. At least to my way of thinking it is. Okay, enough poking here. Okay, now this platform, which has to have this railing bent up at right angles to this platform. It's obviously way too long, or wide, or whichever way you want to look at it, for Andy's bender. However, it should bend fairly easily, because I'm noticing that the only place it's connected with a very tiny little tab, you may call it, is right there, right there, right here, and the next one is somewhere around here. I can't even see it. I think it's right there, and then at the end. In other words, it's only connected five times. So let's just see what would happen if we fasten this down here, trying not to damage our okay, and then I'm gonna just turn this thing so that you can see what's happening. Maybe I'm not turning it the right way. Maybe if I turn it the other way, it might be better. Yeah, that might work better. And then I come in like this. Let's see what will happen if I lift now. Does it look like it's going to all lift? Okay. I don't want to accidentally kink it. Maybe I could just squeeze very gently here. Get the railing at right angles. And then we can tweak this later. Now, what I'm thinking here, so let me turn this back. Okay, what I'm thinking is that it probably would be a good idea to run a very fine bead of solder all along the bottom here. It is conceivably possible that I could probably get this rail, this platform or walkway, catwalk, whatever it is, mounted in place and not bend this thing, but this bends so terribly easy. I'm just looking straight along it right now, and I can see it has to go just a tiny bit more there. And here it's maybe a tiny bit too much. Anyway. Yeah, I think we're going to have to solder that. And also, there's places on those that other ladder that I wanted to solder as well. But that's going to have to be tomorrow, because I'm going to call her quits here for today. So thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.